this is important. This is me. You know, I think everyone's different, but to me, what makes a song sync worthy is really simplicity and singularity. Whether that song is simple in its approach, it's singular in its approach. It doesn't have to be in its necessarily production. Although I do love emptiness and singularity of instruments, it can be a, you know, Phil Spector-esque wall of sound, but there's an idea in there. There's a melody and there's a hook in there, and I don't even mean like a hook, but there's clause in there that is from a through line of something singular that I can pull on, that will thread things, because really that's what I'm doing, is I'm threading scenes together in film and television. It's a transition moment. It's pulling together, you know, like my film states, it's like a Robert Altman-esque thing where there's an ensemble cast, bringing them all together through a single idea in that music. You know, I think that's why, let's say Goodbye Stranger works so well on Being Tanya or I, Tanya, because, you know, the roads in there, the keys in there that follow the whole song through, and the idea flows and traps all those songs together beautifully. I think that I've had so much success with artists like Patrick Watson, whose singular approach to his production is beautiful. But I also love looking at a dynamic waveform to jump to the bottom. I see that his song goes from nothing to something, right? I love a dynamic waveform. I can see where your song starts small, goes big. I can edit blindly at this point by pulling in songs from SoundCloud that I feel are in the pocket, and I'm just working off of basically how beautiful you've given me a landscape to work with. We're editing up to like 6 cuts in you know 3 minutes. So give me stuff to work with. Bridges, lots of dynamic moments, codas, heads and tails are super important. You can't fade out anymore. You know, I need your song to resolve, and introductions or intro parts to your song that are part of the track, not a separate track on your album, but a flow and not a skit, just a mood or at least something, is really important. It's not necessary. I'm gonna tell you when I write music, I love songs that come out of the gate with lyrics. I love that shit, and it definitely works well. It works great in syncs as well, like shows like Shameless, where a song just punches right out of the gate. We need that. But if you're making ethereal stuff, if you're looking for that passive income, that like underscore background uses, that workhorse kind of music, you know that you're not going to be, you know, the next big celebrity thing, but you want to get in the sync game, I need heads and tails on that stuff to work with. Sometimes the simplest part of your song on the head is the part that we repeat, is the part that we loop until the person who's telling the story on camera is done what they're doing, what they're saying, what the documentary idea is getting through to, and then we will come out into your full song. But that's why heads and tails are super important. And again, to go to Shazam discoverability, like being legit, you know, something that's out there. We're not going to license something that's not authentic. I guess I haven't got to that slide yet, but making sure that Shazam, like it's out there and it's gettable, especially at the moment where, you know, a music supervision company like ours, we put out a little awesome alert when you're about to go to air. If by the time you're going to air, you're not ready, you're not Shazamable, you're not on Spotify, you're not on Apple Music, that's a big problem. It also sucks for us. And to the TV point, and to a lot of brands these days that are either supporting music or virtue signaling, depending on which way you look at it, your story matters. We're diving into that. We're diving into the press. We're diving into the things that you have said about your life, and we're pulling in parallels. We're pulling in parallels to match with brands, but we're also pulling on those parallels to match with ideas of series of characters in our films. Your story matters. Really, it's up to you to shape that. And for me, it's all about keeping it authentic. If I can help tell your story and help tell the story of the film, then the song's always going to feel right.